Live from the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 4.
The biggest storm of the season moves into Southern California. There's more to come, but it's already a messy, wet commute. And we already have mandatory and voluntary evacuations in some of the burn areas where there's the potential for mudslides.
To our north, they're on high alert in Montecito, where a deadly mudslide buried homes in January. We also have Mobile 9 out today on the roads. This is a live look right now at Malibu. And looking live at our KCAL9 Doppler radar, you can see the widespread rainfall, all that green, some pockets of heavier rain shown in dark green and even some yellow in there. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lena Nguyen. And I'm Juan Fernandez. It's rained on and off all day today, but this storm is not through with us just yet.
Yeah, let's get right to meteorologist Amber Lee.
Hi, Juan. Hi, Lena. That's right. We are not in the woods just yet. This storm is just getting started, and it continues to bring in a lot more energy. But right now, we're getting a bit of a dry patch. So we're still looking at some lingering showers, maybe some sprinkles being squeezed out. You can see in LA County and also parts of the Inland Empire. Orange County, though, really hasn't seen too much of the rain just yet. So again, you're not in the clear. You can see we still have the atmospheric river right off the coast, but a lot of the energy still up in Santa Barbara and also San Luis Obispo County for the Central Coast. Right now, we're still looking at maybe just some very light rain, some sprinkles being squeezed out of the clouds for Santa Monica, stretching all the way to Studio City. But take a look. We're still feeling a lot of that moisture and also the energy rotating in to areas like Lompoc, and then also going into Santa Barbara and the Santa Maria area. And it's all because of the atmospheric river. So during this time, those flash flood watches continue on as we head into tomorrow, and also lingering with us for some portions of the beginning of Friday. Most areas here in Southern California now under this flash flood watch officially. More on what we can expect as we head into the next few hours and what that means as you head to work on Friday. Back to you.
All right, Amber, thank you. Homeowners in some areas hit by massive brush fires have now less than 2 hours to leave as the storm continues to move through.
That's right. Homeowners have been told to evacuate by 6 tonight in parts of KCAL Canyon, Lopez Canyon, and Little Tujunga Canyon, as well as parts of Latuna Canyon Road to Sunland Boulevard. Let's continue our live Storm Watch team coverage now with KCAL9's Dave Lopez in Latuna Canyon. Dave, how's it going there?
Well, Juan, is Amber. Well, it's going well. It hasn't rained for a good hour. It hasn't poured all day long, although as you can see, everything is pretty wet. It doesn't take much, Juan, to really make people get the jitters here. And as you mentioned, the people who live in KCAL, Lopez, and Latuna Canyon have to be evacuated here by 6 o'clock. You're not going to be able to get in here. Let's just show you a little bit. Again, it hasn't poured, but just enough to accumulate a little bit of runoff. There was a little bit of a debris here, a run debris, I'd say about a little after noon, right in front of the elementary school, Vinedale, which has not decided whether they're going to open up or not. But it has put people on edge.
I should have left an hour ago.
And so, wearing her makeshift booties, she sloshed through the mud and the water to her car and got out of her Latuna Canyon home.
There's so much we can do.
There's only so much we can do, this man said as he continued to sandbag in front of his home along Latuna Canyon Road. It was just a light rainfall, but already a minor mud flow was created down Latuna Canyon Road, and city work crews were quick to stop it. Latuna Canyon Road, a major thoroughfare that was hit hard by the last heavy downpour in Southern California, will be completely shut down starting at 6 o'clock tonight until whenever. Between Sunland and the 210 freeway, you will not be able to get in. Barricades dot the road already, and there are huge skip loaders in place, ready to go to work when the mud starts to flow. You've already signed the waiver. You're not leaving.
Correct.
A waiver that Steve Bullum signed with the Sheriff's Department, acknowledging he's been warned he's in an evacuation area in KCAL Canyon, but when the rain starts to hit hard, he's staying put.
I'll stick it out and keep my ears open and my eyes open, and if I need to, I've got the truck and four-wheel drive, so I can head down the hill.
You're leaving.
I'm leaving.
Dana Alton also lives in KCAL Canyon. She told me she stuck out the last rainstorm, but not this time. Montecito, she said, taught her a lesson.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
I'm at the base of Blue Sage Road in KCAL Canyon. It hasn't rained a lot by mid-afternoon, but some rain has fallen. But you can see behind me what little rain has fallen, what it's done to the creek. The creek is arising.
I'm not going to stay in my house because I'm so vulnerable.
All right.
It's very scary.
So just how bad will it get in the areas ravaged by fire? The experts say depends on how heavy the rain falls. And from that picture to the live picture of the lush green grass in the hills behind that elementary school, which again is not determined whether or not there will be school tomorrow. It all depends on what happens to this road right behind me, Latuna Canyon. The last time we were here, it was just a muddy mess, boulders, debris everywhere because of the rainstorm. Again, the whole key is how much it rains, how quickly it rains, see how bad the mud will go. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Dave, thanks. The rain is falling in bursts, making roads treacherous all over the Southland. Some drivers hit heavy downpours, others just got sprinkles.
KCAL9 meteorologist Craig Herrera is with the mobile weather lab in Sun Valley, or maybe you're in Malibu. Where are you, Craig?
Yeah, we're in Sun Valley, Lena, and Juan, and we're just getting a light rain right now, but it was coming down pretty heavy most of the afternoon. It's 58 degrees right here, dew point at 55, 91% relative humidity. The air is saturated. Look down below, though. The roads here are pretty wet, and the water's gone down about an inch or so. This was coming over the curb just a few minutes ago. That's how quickly it's receded. But what I want to show you is the intersection over here. Take a look at this. This is Tujunga Avenue and Strathern Street, and this has been flooded most of the day. Of course, cars, they just keep going through. Some of them go through too fast, really. They splash a lot of water, but this is really what we encountered most of the day as we drove all the way to Ventura County and back. The rain was coming down pretty hard at 11 this morning along the 101 westbound from Studio City to Sherman Oaks. That was pretty much the story throughout the San Fernando Valley. And once in Ventura County, it was still pouring. This is what it looked like along the 101 coming up on Telephone Road. The lunch hour was wet in Ventura, as you can see the steady rain splashing down on the ground. We made a U-turn and drove back to Los Angeles County, and just look at the 118 eastbound just before the Stearns Street exit. It was a parking lot for about 10 minutes. Emergency crews had to stop traffic to move a car that was involved in an accident over to the shoulder. There were also pockets of low visibility. This was the Santa Susana Pass about 1 p.m. This was an ongoing sight. Cars like this pickup and this Nissan SUV splashing water to the roof as they drove through flooded roads. Once we made it to Strathern Street and Tujunga Avenue in Sun Valley, we were going to pull over on the news truck when we heard this. You see the truck go sideways and then this. This is all that was left of the rear wheel. Boy, just a reminder, you just don't know what's in these roadways when they're flooded out. Right now, you can see a lot of the water here comes up over the sidewalk, and a lot of the neighbors have set up sandbags here to try to protect their yards. A lot of the neighbors say when this floods out, the water comes up and over into their yards. Of course, we continue to watch. It's now, Lena and Juan, starting to pick up the rain once again. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you. Always better to be prepared, right? Especially some cars don't even have a spare tire. You got to check and make sure they have one.
You know.
All right, another warning is out for people in Montecito who haven't yet evacuated. Pounding rain has brought some boulders down from the burn areas.
KCAL9's Randy Page joins us live now where the danger of debris flow remains high. Randy?
That it does, Juan. We are live at Romero Creek. You can see how high the mud flow came, overflowing the banks here when it came ripping through here in January. As we look at the water as it comes falling over this little kind of a waterfall here, take a look at the color and the texture. You can see it has a lot of mud in it. That means it is coming down off of the mountain. As we look through this bridge, you can see how far the mud flows came and overflowing the banks in January. But to get an idea what we're dealing with today, we want to show you what it looked like around in this area yesterday to begin with.
Yesterday, Montecito Creek at the East Valley Bridge was not much more than a trickle. Here's how it looks today after a few hours of mostly light to moderate rain. Downstream yesterday, we were able to climb down into the storm channel and walk right to the edge of the catch basin. Today, the water level is significantly higher and it's flowing with tremendous velocity. It can be extremely dangerous to anyone who gets too close to the edge. Santa Barbara County Fire spokesman Mike Elias.
You don't want to get too close to these creeks because they can only take 6 inches of water to knock you down. And so we really want to keep people away from these fast-moving creeks so they don't get swept up in this fast-moving water.
In downtown Montecito today, this is what it looks like at the base of Olive View Road. A steady flow of water has been coming down the street all day long.
This is the street that had some of the worst damage in the deadly January mud flows. Mud came right to the doorstep of Mark Vance's home, and the house next door was severely damaged. Yesterday, he told us he plans to stay despite the mandatory evacuation orders. We stopped by today to see how it went last night.
We stayed up real late, just to see, and got out our popcorn, and but everything went easy, so we went to sleep after a while.
And as for tonight?
Definitely staying. Yeah, we'll ride it out. We're hopefully going to be watching the mud go by instead of feeling it.
And as you look at this muddy water pouring down off of the mountain, it's worth thinking about that warning that authorities here have been putting out to everyone in the burn areas. It is a warning that does continue not only today, but through tonight and tomorrow. And that is everyone who lives anywhere in this burn areas should leave immediately. Let's go back to you.
Yeah, there's still more to come. Randy, thank you. Emergency teams are keeping a close eye on a major roadway that cuts through the Santa Monica Mountains and is prone to mudslides.
Yeah, Topanga Canyon Boulevard between Grandview Drive and PCH is open for now, but that could change at any moment. And here's how it looked this morning. The storm created a sheet of water along the road and hillsides, and that has drivers and homeowners pretty concerned. That stretch of Topanga Canyon shuts down a lot when it rains. The hope is that the K-rails and other barriers that have been set up will be enough to hold back anything that might slide down.
Stay with KCAL9 News and KCAL9.com for continuing coverage of the storm. You can count on us for up-to-the-minute information on flooding, mud flows, evacuations, and any traffic problems.
In other news this afternoon, police in Austin, Texas say the suspected serial bomber is dead. The FBI does not believe any more package bombs are out there, but they're telling residents not to let their guard down. KCAL9's Nikki Batiste has more on the suspect and how police tracked him down.
SWAT teams and explosive experts are sweeping locations in and around Austin linked to the package bombing suspect. Authorities say 23-year-old Mark Condit, the person they believe responsible for a string of deadly explosions, blew himself up this morning. Police traced Condit to this hotel overnight. They intended to take him into custody when he started to drive away in this SUV.
As members of the Austin Police Department SWAT team approached the vehicle, the suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle.
A law enforcement official tells CBS News investigators used sophisticated cell phone tracking to corner Condit here in Round Rock. The government filed an arrest warrant against him Tuesday before he was found. The bombings began March 2nd. 4 happened in Austin, a 5th at a FedEx facility north of San Antonio. 2 people were killed in the explosions, 4 others injured. Surveillance video from a FedEx office provided a break in the case. CBS Austin affiliate KI obtained these photos showing a person of interest in disguise dropping off packages. Investigators are questioning Condit's roommates. He was homeschooled, then dropped out of community college. Jeff Reeb lives near Condit's parents.
We're praying for the family, and I can't imagine what they're going through.
Investigators are working to determine how Condit gained the knowledge to make the bombs and his motive. Nikki Batiste, KCAL9 News.
Facebook co-founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg is breaking his silence. He's now talking about the data scandal that led to a $50 billion drop in its stock price this week. It's been 5 days now since news first broke that the data analysis firm Cambridge Analytica reportedly used information from 50 million Facebook users without their knowledge. Another concern, Cambridge Analytica has ties to President Trump's campaign. Steve Bannon was a vice president at Cambridge Analytica. Facebook is now facing lawsuits from investors. Today, Mark Zuckerberg finally spoke out, promising to fix what he called a breach of trust with Facebook users. Zuckerberg made a long post on Facebook this afternoon. It says in part, "We have a responsibility to protect your data, and if we can't then, we don't deserve to serve you. I've been working to understand exactly what happened and how to make sure this doesn't happen again." Zuckerberg goes on to say the good news is that most of the important actions to prevent this from happening again today we have already taken years ago. But we also made mistakes, there's more to do, and we need to step up and do it again. All right, 3 Orange County cities are set to battle the county. They oppose the Board of Supervisors' proposal to create a homeless shelter near the Orange County Great Park. We're live with details just ahead.
And the brunt of the storm has yet to hit the Southland. Our live team Stormwatch coverage continues.